Let us continue Dover Beach. Sophocles, a Greek ancient tragedian, long ago heard it on the Aegean, a part of Mediterranean, just sea in between Greece and Turkey, and it brought into his mind the turbid, unclear. Ebb and flow means increase and decrease, increasing and decreasing of human misery. So, see, this is the second stanza of the poem. In the first video, we had covered the first stanza of the poem. Here in the second stanza, actually, here Matthew Arnold refers Matthew Arnold actually refers Sophocles. Sophocles was a, just a Greek tragedian, one among the three Greek tragedian. The other two, Aeschylus and Euripides. He says that once upon a time, Sophocles may be standing at the beach of Aegean Sea, had heard that eternal tone of sadness, and that eternal tone of sadness was all about the human sufferings, all about the human problems, all about the human difficulties. So here Matthew Arnold is trying to establish a link with Sophocles. He tries to connect himself with Sophocles and also wants to tell us that these writers or authors with their outstanding faculty of the mind can hear what we ordinary common human beings cannot hear, can see what we ordinary or common human beings cannot. And that actually St. Coleridge also talks about through his secondary imagination. He means to say that only authors or people with the outstanding thinking and outstanding approach, with outstanding brain, are blessed with secondary imagination, and that secondary imagination helps them to perceive and imagine and see and hear that ordinary or the common human beings are deprived of or cannot hear or see. So he says that the eternal note of sadness that he is hearing tonight, here just close to the Dover beach, that same eternal note of sadness actually Sophocles also heard long ago, means maybe 100,000 years ago. And that sound had reminded or had brought into the mind of Sophocles sufferings and problems and the misery of the human. See here, actually, Matthew Arnold is here very much sad and upset because he can see the religion losing its value and importance. People are losing their interest in religion. That faith in religion is diminishing, and that's why he is to some extent very much sad. See, we find also in the sound a thought. hearing it by this distant northern sea. He says that sound, that note of sadness that Sophocles heard long ago standing at the Aegean Sea, a part of Mediterranean that is between Turkey and Greek, that same kind of a note of sadness, this 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 flow of the wave of the sea has, and that that sadness, that note of sadness Matthew Arnold can hear. And this note of sadness is actually all about the sufferings and complications and the problems of the people of today. So see here, the second stanza ends. Now let's look at the third stanza. The sea of faith was once too at a full and round the earth's shore. So he says there was a time, the faith, see here the faith is compared to sea. It means metaphor is used here. He says the sea of faith was once full, means there was a time people had a strong faith. People had great faith in religion, in the Almighty, in the God. He said the sea of faith was once upon a time. It means at present people have lost their faith in God. Their faith is diminished. But there was time people had great faith in the religion. It means in God. 2. At a full and round earth shore. And now here he says, lay like the folds of a bright girdle belt, folded. So he says, there was a time people had a strong faith in the God. Strong faith in the God means a strong faith in the religion. People were religious. And this faith, their faith in their religion and the God, protected them just like the sea protects, just like the sea covers the entire earth. Very in the same manner, the belt we wear, particularly to hold our garment intact, to secure our garment, to fasten our garment, to protect our garment. In the same manner, the faith in the religion and in the God protected people. But now that faith is gone, people have lost their faith in religion. And if we lose the shield, or if we lose that protection that protect us, it means we are exposed to all the dangers and difficulties. Same here has happened according to Matthew Arnold. Now the modern man is exposed to the dangers, exposed to the problems. Why? Because that the protection of the faith of their religion is gone. And who is responsible? Matthew Arnold means to say that we humans are responsible. The modern men are responsible. And what has caused it? The rapid growth of the industrialization and urbanization that has led the country to economic progress. This economic growth of the country has to some extent badly ravaged, badly damaged that root of the tree of the religion. and the root of the tree and the tree of the religion is almost gone, almost dried and dead. So now it cannot give shade. It means it cannot give protection to the people. So now they are exposed to the danger and difficulties and problems. See this? But now I only hear, he says, now he only hears what? It's melancholy, means sadness, long, withdrawing roar, retreating, means getting back to the breath of the night. So he says, at present he only, this withdrawing waves of the sea only and only reminding him, only and only maybe expressing their sadness and sorrow over the miserable lot of these Christians who have lost their faith in their religion. And if they have lost their faith in religion, they have become vulnerable. They have become weak. Now they can easily be harmed. Even the waves of the sea that are personified, they are, it seems to Arnold, grieving, crying, mourning. Why? Because he says, only it's melancholy, long withdrawing roar, retreating to the breath of the night, when down the vast edges, drear, drear, you can say gloomy, sad, and naked shingles, pebbles of the world. So here he means to say that there was a time people had a strong faith in religion. See, Matthew Arnold is a classic. Matthew Arnold was Matthew Arnold was fond of ancient Greco-Roman civilization. He was the admirer of the classics. He was the admirer of those ancient, just Greek and Roman writers and their work. And he believed in that set rule. He believed in tradition. He believed in convention. Somehow he found it difficult to cope with that rapid change that industrialization and urbanization had brought in England. And here Matthew Arnold to some extent, Matthew Arnold is finding it almost impossible to cope with it, to adjust with it. And he takes it in a very negative and in a very different way. And that's why he's very much upset and very much sad. And just like the old school master, here he has been expressing his sadness and sorrow, and to some extent acting like a philosopher, not acting like a poet. So I hope, my dear learners, you must have enjoyed this stanza number 2 and stanza number 3. Very soon I'll come with the stanza number 4 and will finish this poem. I hope, my dear learners, you must have enjoyed my explanation. If you have enjoyed it, I would make a personal appeal to all of you to like it, subscribe it, and share it. Thank you.